Hi, good evening. I, Purnima Agarwal, EdTech Program Lead on behalf of Viewsonic India, welcome all our viewers to yet another episode of our live webinar series. And this time in our series, we have our esteemed guest, Mr. Amit Bajaj with us. So I'll take few minutes to introduce Mr. Bajaj with us. No doubt, the topic for the webinar, you all know that it's going to be around mathematics and how you can make teaching mathematics easier for your students and teaching easier for you. So you have guessed it right that Mr. Amit Bajaj is already an expert in that subject. He is taking in CRPF School, New Delhi. He's already a subject matter expert there, taking maths classes. Apart from that, he has prestigious awards under his name. So it's a list of awards, and I would like to list them out one by one before I hand over the stage to Mr. Amit Bajaj to take it forward. He's a certified Google Level 1, Level 2, and then finally Google Certified Trainer as well. He has been awarded prestigiously by state awards in terms of your maths related subject. And currently, Sir is involved in taking a lot of webinars and teacher training programs. He's a CBSE master trainer and resource person as well. So a lot of feathers in his cap, and definitely a valuable person for us to take the things forward today. So before I start, just few things with my audience. Uh, During our presentation, if you have any kind of doubts, anything you feel like you have your doubts in mind regarding myViewBoard, we would encourage you to post your queries in the comment section. We will get back to you about it, and stay tuned till the end of the section because we have some useful tips and tricks to be shared by the maths teacher himself. So over to you, sir. The stage is all yours. We would love to see as teachers that, what more we can explore around myViewBoard.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for this wonderful introduction. Okay, so as ma'am already explained and tell about me, I am a math teacher by heart, by passion, and I'm working in CRPF for past 21 years. Without wasting any time, I would like to share my screen because the time given to me is 45 minutes or so that we can have a Q&A in case if you have any question related to the Viewsonic myViewBoard. So with your permission, Purnima ma'am, shall I share my screen?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
The stage is all yours. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Okay, great. Okay, so the objective or the topic which I'm going to cover in today's session is initially quickly what is myViewBoard. Some of you might not be aware about it, and then how we can make best use of it, and then I'll be briefly talking about changing the background and specifically related to the maths. It has infinite canvas. We can have a screenshot, screen recording feature, inbuilt feature, in fact. And magic box is really magical, which contains lot many different tools. I'll be covering them also. And then it has the embedded browser. It has the artificial intelligence pen tool, of course, the text tool, and then how we can save and we can share the file. We can collaborate with the students. And few of the math topics initially talking about maybe drawing 2D and 3D shapes, then the table talking about say estimation, graphs, mensuration, line of symmetry, tessellation. So these are few things. So let me now begin. Okay, so you can see on the left hand side panel, this is on the left hand side, this is switch between Windows desktop. When I click on this, you can see my desktop window, my laptop window. And when I click on this back, you can see my normal myViewBoard window. There is another tool over here on the left hand side, screenshot and screen record tools. When I click on this, as the name suggests, I can simply take the screenshot. So let me quickly take the screenshot. You can see the whole screenshot is available over here. Another tool is, let me just lock my background. Okay. Let me add a new page. You can see when I click at the bottom, I can go on adding the new pages over here, and you can add infinitely many pages. So when I click on this, this is my new page. Initially, let me change its background. On the left-hand side, I have the background management. When I click on it, yeah, so you can see there are numerous number of backgrounds which are available to me. I may prefer to use this particular background and I can apply to all, or I can use to this page only. So that way I can simply have my background, and using my textbook tool or my pen tool, which has many colors available to me, I can simply annotate on this. In fact, when I again click on it, you can see there is another option of the solid color background. If you really like, you can always convert and get, say, maybe the green board, or maybe a simple black board, or maybe say a white board. Another interesting is my Viewboard originals. When I click on this, you can see now I have the option to select subject wise. On the left bottom, you can see art and humanities, geography, and so on. And when I scroll down, I have the option for the math. So when I click on this math, I have all the backgrounds available to me related to the math subject. So whichever is comfort you like, based on the subtopic you are teaching, you can always make best use of it. It all depends on your internet connectivity. Sometimes you can see my browser is a little bit slower as of now, but no worries. So if you are teaching the graph, so you can always have this particular, select some background related to the graph, and you have this particular background available to you. Now you can always talk about the coordinate geometry. You have the line tool. I'll be talking about the shapes very soon. Let me now go on adding some new page, and then you see, as I was talking about the screenshot and screen record tool, I can always have a screen recording. When I click on this screen recording tool, you can see on the top bottom right hand side, I can start my recording. So whatever I will now do on my Viewboard, that will be visible. I can always record and share with my students. So here the screen is now being recorded. I can switch on to, say, my magic box. I can choose some file. I can open this particular file. And once my recording is over, I can simply stop the recording. So depending on the file size, it may take some of the time. So it's right now processing the canvas. So if the file contains, say, my PDF may have, say, you can see, this is the PDF which contains 22 different pages. That's why it took some of the time. So it's not essential to have all the files. I can choose, say, only first and second page. And when I can click on import landscape, you can see the files, they are already available. Now I can easily demonstrate, I can show it to my students. And it's very easy to annotate, as we have the annotation tool over here. So that way I can easily annotate. Next, again, on the left-hand side, I have the option for this magic box. When I click on this magic box tool, there are many options which you can see at the top. First one is about the sticky note, then it's about the tools, then the camera, then my viewed clips, then YouTube related, the image search, and many more related to the polls and about the pop-up quiz. I'll be demonstrating that as well. Okay, so basic idea is, when I click on, okay, I'll begin show one of my slide. Yeah. So when we talk about the 21st century learning skills, we are focusing on the 4 C's, as we all know about the collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity. So I have started using my Viewboard, and I am actually finding all these 4 C's which are readily available. We have the collaboration tool. We can easily communicate with our kids. We can make our student to think critically, and they can also be very creative as well. So this is my Viewboard. It's an easy to use and incredible secure annotation and digital whiteboarding software solution. And it provides the multiple uses, a wide array of annotating pens, painting tools, media file types, maybe your audio, video, PDF, Word file, your PowerPoints, any type of files having the unlimited number of pages that can easily be uploaded into this. We can make our lesson plans, and they can be very interactive. They can have the engaging experiences for both students and the educators. And its tools really help to design the structure, deliver, and record the lessons for all the subjects. So I started with few of the tools. And in fact, this is my digital board in my school. So you can see over here, my Viewboard in my classroom. I can easily use, say, YouTube embedded inside this my Viewboard, and I can easily teach using this. So this is one of the sample examples. Say I've started teaching some of the topic in my grade 12 matrices. So how I can make best use of it? Say I have created some of the teaching notes, and this is a portion of my one PowerPoint presentation. So I can easily import my files using this magic box. When I click on this magic box, I have the option to choose my files. When I click on, say, this PC, and maybe say on desktop, and I have many files available over here. Let's say there is some test. I in fact had this test yesterday only with my kids. When I click on this and select this, I have my test available. So now I can always annotate on this, and this can be viewed by all the students. There is very interesting specific tool. I'll begin with this tools option. When I click on this tool, and you will see hide me option over here. This is a kind of a curtain. When I click on this, now you can see my screen is not visible. So it has hidden my all the work. So let's say I am teaching my students. I have my notes, my classroom teaching notes. They are already available with me. Or maybe say I have some practice books, my assignments, my worksheets, or maybe I have some ebooks available to me. I can simply import those few pages of those chapters, and then I can explain step by step, so that students will not have an opportunity to go through the whole solution. So let me say this is one of the question, and followed by I have provided the solution. To save the time, I will show step-by-step solution, and I can at the same time annotate and guide my students. In fact, you will see on the right-hand side, there are certain options. I can in fact cover a specific area only. Let's say I wanted to hide this portion only. So we have that option also. I can always change the cover image. This may seems to be quite dull and boring. So what we can do, let me find out some image. This is available, say, on my desktop, and let me click on this. So now this portion is now hidden. So I can use this to hide my content as well. And you can see my recording is still in progress. Let me stop this recording. When I stop this recording, I can always preview it. And if it is okay with me, I can always save it to my desktop. And then I can always upload that same recording in my Viewboard. So let me skip this step of saving this recording, but that can easily be done and imported into my Viewboard. Right. As you can again see, this is one of the notes from another my classroom teaching note. So I can always make best use of that hiding tool. Step-by-step solution can be shown to my kids to save the lot of time of writing again and again and repeating the task. So one of the another example, maybe say I have one NCERT exercise 3.1. I have the solutions available to me. I can always make best use of that hide tool. Maybe say I have my MCQ assignment, I can hide, I can crop question by question and annotate and solve these questions as well. So I can easily use this pen tool. I can talk about this question, solve this question. I can connect my tablet as well and annotate here. I have the eraser tool. So these are the common basic features you might have seen in few other apps, similar apps. All right. So let me now insert one new page. Okay. When I click on this save, you can see I have the option to save this file. I can save this on my desktop, and in fact, I can print it and I can share it with my kids using this QR code as well. So there will be a QR code which will be generated, and that can be shared with my kids. So preparing the board, and it might take a few seconds. So it will be uploaded and the QR code will be generated. So here is the QR code. I can simply copy this QR code, or I can use my mobile phone, the camera app, and we have the inbuilt, say this Google Lens. So using that Google Lens also, I can simply scan and student can check out this whole presentation. Now coming to this magic box, when I click on this, I have the first option on the top is about the sticky note. When I click on this, I have the option of 4 different colors. Let me click on it and let me copy some information. I'm opening my some of the lesson plan, and let me just copy my internet is a little bit slower today. Anyway, so let me just copy this and click on this text tool on the bottom. When I click on this, I can easily paste it. I can increase the font size over here. And in fact, I have the tools to speak. So that is immersive reading tools. I can make it bold, italics. So all those things can be easily done. So I can have n number of those type of sticky notes available to me. Next is very interesting, and for a math teacher, it is a very interesting. So this is tools. I click on this second option of tools. First one is about a simple clock. So primary teachers may use this clock. So what is the current time? They can always talk about this. They can set their own time over here, and then they can talk about the time. The another tool available is about the timer. So let's say I have given some quiz or some question for assessment to my kids. So I can always set some timer, and timer will then run over here. So I can set the timer, maybe say, and this way my timer will be set, and then I can play this timer. So once the timer is over, time is over, there will be a beep. Next tool is about geometry, and that is specifically say the scale or our protector, the compass. So let me quickly take my scale and maybe say this compass, and let me show how to use it. Okay, so let me drag this scale. I can resize this scale so easily. I can rotate my scale to any angle. So you can see it's right now at 0 degree. I can have the angles visible over here, right? So how I can make use of this skill? Let me use this tool on the left hand side, draw shape, and let me draw a line segment of say 6 centimeter. And next, let me use this compass tool, and I want to make say certain angle, maybe say of 60-degree angle. So let me bring it to 0 degree, and this is say 1 centimeter open. Let me bring this and use my cursor to draw this particular arc. So this is a real time of the experience. And then of course I can move it. I can change its direction and bring this over here. And then again, using my pen tool, I can draw such arc. And then using my scale, I can simply rotate my scale and show the live demonstration how we can go about such constructions. So you initially need some of the practice, and then you will be able to do it so easily. So I can always have the pen width lesser. I can choose some different color, and then I can draw this line. So that way I can then annotate. So this is my angle of 60 degrees. So there are a lot many applications, of course, of the tools which are available, and it's all depends on a specific teacher, your own creativity. So this is one of the possible example which I have demonstrated, but you can always talk about maybe drawing some other different angles, maybe perpendicular bisector, construction of the parallel lines, and lot many topics can be taught using these geometrical instruments. Again, when I check out this tools option, I have a simple calculator. I can always make use of it. The simple calculator is there. And then very interesting is for the coordinate geometry, we have this tool for the graph. So when I choose this graph tool, let me have a new page. And then right. So now when I use this magic box again, I have tools options, and for the graph, when I drag this graph, now you can see I can easily talk about the coordinate geometry. So you can see I can always increase and decrease this size. So that way, at the top, at the bottom, and then I can use the drag tool. I can bring it to the center, so that way, and then you can see the coordinate point system is over here. Now when I choose it and when I click over here, you can see the point. This is 3.1 comma 2.1, and what is this particular point? Say 5 point comma 0. So I can talk about the x-axis, y-axis, and I have lot many different hand tools. I can always talk about, use them. I can always have the opacity changed over here, as you can see. I can hide this grid over here. Numbers can be this number line, numbers can be hidden over here. And in fact, at the bottom right side, you can see I can always have the gap of 1 unit, 2 unit, or even I can go on increasing this gap. As you can see on the x-axis now, the gap is now 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. So that way, a gap on the y-axis, that can also be done. So initially it was 1, 2, 3, 4 unit gap was there, but now I have made it 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So that way, this is one way we can talk about the coordinate geometry. Again, in tools, I have another option for writing math. When I click on this, So it's asking for math input. Let me use my stylus to write over here. Let's say I am teaching some specific topic of integration. So say integral of x over x square plus 1 dx. So can you see, if I have some error, I can always erase that portion and can rewrite that again. So once if I am satisfied, okay, now it's done. I click on insert and you have the question in front of you. Now you can easily annotate and discuss about this question. So you have random question coming to your mind. You can always use best of this particular tool of math tool specifically. You can always talk about the die tool. So I can have the die tool, the single die. So I can always click on it. I can rotate it. So the concept of probability can easily be taught using this die. I can go on increasing the number of dies also. So I can take say 2 dies. So these are 2 dies. So and there are a lot many other color settings that you can always explore and apply over here. I can have the dies which is open so that the net of a simple die that can be also talked about. Another very interesting tool as I talked is about inserting your files from your laptop, one thing. And second thing, because myViewBoard is a Google for Education partner, so they have embedded the Google Drive. So when I click on my drive, I have already linked my Google Drive with my Viewboard. When I click on it, so you will see here is my drive and I double click. Now I'm sure no one is carrying their data or their math files in the pen drive or CDs as such. So you must have stored your all the documents, all your teaching files, all your ebooks and presentations on your Google Drive. So that way I have maintained, so as you can see, so a lot my chapter 5 continuity and differentiability, my classroom files, my another GC files. So everything is actually available over here. So let me demonstrate when I say using say some of the teaching notes, my classroom teaching PDF. So I don't need to search for them. Once I have arranged them properly in my Google Drive, I can easily integrate over here and then I can again import that file from my Google Drive to my Viewboard. So the process is very easy. Now, whichever slide you want, you can always select that and then click on import. The file will be available. I think it's very interesting. On a magic box, you will see the option of camera. So camera, as usual, when I click on camera, it will check out my integrated camera. And because I'm using my camera in Zoom, so it probably might not work. But otherwise, I can take the my image and the screenshot of the same, and that can be made available over here. Next is about my Viewboard clips. When I click on this, this is again very interesting. So these are the small clips by default provided by my Viewboard. So it might take a couple of seconds to load. So it has the myViewBoard has the lot many collections of small clips related to the various subjects. I just wanted to demonstrate, say related to the mathematics. So as you can see on the left hand side, I have the option for the home, collection, my playlist, share with me. So the very similar outlook you see in your YouTube. So my collection, or then you can see the subject wise when I click on mathematics. So there are the lot number of collections and the lessons plans which are available. click on select, and then what type of lesson plan you are looking for. You can always search by the keyword, or you can even check out the age range. So what is the minimum age range you're looking for? Maybe say 12-year to say 16-year-old kids. So you will find few of the lessons plans which are available over here. So general mathematics, let me just choose any one of them. And the best part is I can always again make use of the pen tool. Then I have the laser pen tool. So all these options are again available over here. Let me just erase this. Okay. I can always take the screenshot also. Snapshot can also be taken from here. Next is about the inbuilt integration of the YouTube. When I click on YouTube, say you have taught some chapter, maybe say I have taught chapter related to matrices, and now I'm looking for some video. So matrix class 12, the way we use YouTube. So here it is well integrated inside this myViewBoard only. I can go through any of the video and I can choose that video. So matrix basics, and I can have that video available here. And the best part is the video will not come up with the advertisements. So no ad will be pop up when I play the video here itself in myViewBoard. Another best part is, as mentioned, I can always take the screenshot of the same. I just wanted to use this particular portion. So what I'll do, take the snapshot and let me just close this video. And now this is available to me. Now I can simply annotate and explain specific steps to my kids. So otherwise, you all know you cannot annotate on the YouTube videos. So I can take the screenshot inside this app only, and then I can annotate. Another interesting tool is about image search. Again, they are all copyright free images. If you are teaching any topic, you can always make use of it. So let me say determinants. I don't know whether I'll be able to find some image related to determinant. Okay, so if I'm okay with some of the image, so they are all copyright free images, I can simply choose these images. Once I have the image with me, there are many options which are available. I can resize them and I can delete, I can lock the image. Lock means now I cannot move this image anywhere. I can rotate any of the image which I have taken. And another very interesting feature is about linking. So let me quickly find out or choose some YouTube video link. So let me copy that link and use this link option. As you all can see, link, and I'll choose this option of web, and I will paste that link over here and link. So now what is going to happen? Now it is saved. Whenever I'll open or reopen this file and click on this, you will see the option of this small icon, which is showing that this particular image is linked with some outside videos. So when I click on this, it will directly play that video. So I can have the embedding of the various links, not only the video link. Maybe if say you have your document file, maybe say if you are PowerPoint or your Google slide, everything can be linked with the image as such. In fact, I can always talk about the mirror concept or using this image as well. The mirroring concept that can always be taught using this. Again, next option is about the say pop quiz. When I click on this pop quiz, what is going to happen? Let's say I'm teaching some specific concept and randomly I want to evaluate my students. So what I'm going to do, I will quickly write down the question over here. So let's say I ask, say some question. So x square minus 5x plus 6. So factorize it, right? So I want my students to be a collaborator over here. You can see at the bottom right hand side, there is the option for display session information. When I click on this, so barcode is generated. So students only need to click on this barcode, and let me quickly use my mobile phone and let me demonstrate the same. So I'm using my normal mobile phone camera app and using the magic lens tool. I'm scanning it and it is going to open. Okay, so it's asking me to write my name. Let me write hypothetically my name as say Pankaj as one of my student, and it's my pop-up quiz. So I will get the option wherein I can easily annotate, I can easily write, I can have lot many other options. So when I factorize it, so let's say student is simply using his hand only, and once I am done, I will use the send option. So as you can so I have one option. Can you see? One of the student Pankaj has sent his answer. So now it is visible over here. So assume you have a class of 30 students, 35 students. You throw a question to them, and at the same time, they all can easily write down the answer, and then you can show their answer and discuss whatever problems they are facing. If they are not correct, you can always talk about the same. You can, of course, save all these sessions as such. Similarly, we have another option of the polls. When I click on this polls, I have many other options which are available. So multiple choice type of questions can be asked, again in a collaborative manner. When I click on the top, display session information, I just need to share this barcode with my kids, and then they will be able to attempt the MCQs, maybe say the true false questions. I can easily save those questions also, right? For my future reference, the rating type of questions can also be asked, or maybe say some simple free format question. So the question is asked, I can give some instructions and then answer. Of course, the students are going to write over here. I can have the voting related to my session or some random draw type of a tool. Since we have a limited time, so I'll not be focusing on each and every type of such options, but you can always explore. And Poonima ma'am at the end of the session will be talking more about this myViewBoard and how you can get the free access to this myViewBoard. Some of the premium features, she'll be sharing that too with you all. Right. Now, next thing is about this on the left-hand side panel, just below this, my magic box, you will see embedded browser. So as the name suggests, when I click on it, by default, it is opening myViewBoard and some of the bookmarked educational related websites like say Educom, Byju's, Extra Marks, Next Education. So if you want to make use of them, that's okay. Or at the top, you have the option for the clips, which I already have explained. The other one is about the originals, myViewBoard originals. You must explore this. When I click on this myViewBoard originals, you will have the option to choose this this subject. So let me quickly choose this subject as math. Which grade I am looking for? I can always choose the grade. Let me say choose grade 9th and 10th. So what type of the video assisted learning, or I'm looking for the online games, everything related to grade 9th and 10th, and that is related to the CBSE NCERT curriculum itself. So that always you can explore. So let's say I have the option for 10 gram. When I click on this, I can always have the full screen view. So I can play that video. The instructional video can be played itself over here. Then students can go through the same, and then they can have a fun using this simple activity over here. So let me just go back. Again, using this embedded browser, I can always open any of the website. So let me quickly show one, say desmos.com. This is the math teacher. They are definitely aware of this Desmos. It's a graphing website. One of the tool, the most important feature is about the graphing calculator. Let me quickly open this graph tool, and I can now easily graph a certain function inside this myViewBoard only. So let me graph this sine function. Okay, before moving, let me change the setting. And on x-axis, I wish this step as pi/2. This is usually math teacher would prefer. So it's in radians on the x-axis. Okay, my setting is done. Now let me graph the sine function. Right. So I can easily now take the screenshot of the same, and let me now graph another function, say sine of 2x. So both the functions can be graphed all together. I can always talk about the domain, the range, the codomain of these functions, their amplitude, what is the relationship between them. In fact, we can always talk about their continuity, the derivatives of a function at specific point, and then so on. So we can always use Desmos separately outside the domain of myViewBoard. But my specific point is on this myViewBoard only, I can always make a use of it. I can always take the screenshot. Okay, let me hide one of the graph as of now. Let me take the screenshot. Okay, and I can always have another graph. I can always take the screenshot of this also. And let me now close this browser. So now you can see both the graphs are readily available with me. Let me quickly crop this graph. I have the option to crop the image also. I just wanted this particular portion. So let me choose this portion only and click on done. Same way, let me choose another graph. Quickly, let me crop it. And click on OK. So I have now both the graphs available with me. So I can easily compare and talk about their domain, range, and codomain. So whatever website you want to open, you can always make use of this. Next tool is, of course, you can see the hand tool. And as I mentioned, it has the infinite canvas. So the length is not limited. I can use this tool and have infinite canvas over here. And n number of pages, of course, they can be added. So let me just delete these two graphs. And as in the pen tool, you can see I have many options which are available. Simple option of the pen tool we already has explored. I can change the color, right? Another option is about this highlighter. That is very simple. And then many other options for the highlighter. This is my AI tool. When I click on AI, so this is using the artificial intelligence. Say I want to create a question wherein a star is there and I want students to get the angle sum of all these corner angles. So let me use my mouse only to draw this, and I have drawn one star over here. So let me see what this artificial intelligence pen does. Can you see? So it automatically recognizes what exactly I'm looking for. So let me see. Okay, I was looking for this option. Just click on it and I have this star with me. So I can now talk about the various mathematical properties related to the star and angle sum properties, and lot many things can be discussed and described. Another tool over here is, you can see this parrot is over here. So how I can make use of this? Click on this parrot, lot many other options are available. Simple question. Okay, I clicked on pencil. So let me choose some different, maybe say parrot only. So for our primary kids, when we talk about the estimation, so how many parrots are here? So initially they will start counting. So maybe say 15, maybe say 10, maybe say 20. So expect a n number of different possible answers. So once they approach to the somehow the correct answer or near to the correct answer, go on increasing the number of say parrots, and then you can ask about now how many parrots, estimate the number of parrots. So that way you can always make best use of such tools. Right. Next, when I click on this pen tool, again, usual options are available. And at the bottom, you see I have the option for the table or basic geometrical shapes like circle, or maybe say triangle, parallelogram, trapezium, or maybe say a square can be drawn. When I click on this, I have the option for showing the measurement also. So measurement can also be shown over here. So in fact, let me quickly take say hexagon. Okay, and now when I choose this option, can you see the show segment? In the second last, the second option, when I click on this show segment tool, it will show me the 6 congruent triangles. So I can always talk about that 6 equilateral triangles when combined together. So they actually tessellated and I have one regular hexagon. So that way, and in fact, I can always talk about the line of symmetry. So how many line of symmetry this figure have. In fact, using this show measurement tool, I can even talk about the internal angle. So you can see, we all know for a regular hexagon, internal angle is 120 degree. So it can easily be demonstrated why each of the angle is 120 degree. Time is limited, so I'll not be focusing on that. I know the fellow education teachers, they are creative, they just need some of the tools and they can explore and make best use of it. I can always talk about the in circle, the out circle like this, so that can always be talked about. I have the tool available for 3-dimensional shapes. I can always draw a cuboid, cuboid, so that can again be done. Maybe say a cylinder, I am teaching a concept of related to mensuration, so I can draw n number of such shapes. They can easily be drawn over here. I can always have the option for line tools, and another one is simple drawing a table that again you can draw, and then you can start annotating inside this table using your pen tool. So this is a simple text tool. So I can copy any of the text. So maybe say I've copied some text. I can simply paste it over here. And it has the inbuilt immersive reader I can always increase or decrease the speed as well. Right. So let me quickly check out if something is left out. I wanted to demonstrate. So I did talk about the various geometrical tools. Yes, as I mentioned, we can always have image and I can make use of this image, and I have some embedded browser link with this. Some file is linked over here, my lesson plan. When I click on it, it will directly open my Google Docs here itself. So as you can see, this is my lesson plan. This is not based on the 5 E's, which we usually now talk about. This is my older lesson plan. So that can be linked over here. I can in fact link my quiz related to a topic. I have taught some topic. I can use that also over here. I can play that quiz with my kids, maybe in synchronous or asynchronous mode as well. I have my assignment. I have taught some topic. I have created some assignment and it is my Google Drive. I can link that assignment over here and students can simply download or they can solve the assignment. So I wanted to talk about the tessellation concept, but since the time is almost over, so I'll not focus on it. But the math teacher are aware of this, the concept of tessellations. We can talk about the various geometrical properties, that why only equilateral triangle or maybe even a scalene triangle tessellate, how squares can tessellate, but not the regular pentagon tessellate, why hexagon tessellate, why not the heptagon or octagon tessellate. So we can always have taken n number of such triangles from the geometrical toolbox. I can always take those and so I can just copy this and I have n number of triangles available with me. And then I give an opportunity my students to rotate this image and try to tessellate. So thank you very much. Time is limited. Over to you, Purnima ma'am.
Thank you so much, Amit sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. I would say the kind of tips and tricks you have shared in detail, and especially with related to the usage of myViewBoard, related to the tools specific to maths. I particularly like the way you were talking about the shapes and size tools and the way you were describing each and every shape and how teachers can actually use their their creativity to make the lessons interesting using these tech tools. So actually the end purpose of introducing such interactive whiteboard software is to make the lesson planning, content creation, or even teaching easier. So that's the ultimate goal of any kind of edtech tool. And I'm glad that with your expertise, the teachers have understood well that what are the other options they can explore apart from the basic pen and notation tools. So
Are there any questions in the chat box?
Yeah, we don't have that many questions as such right now,
Okay.
but users are encouraged to share their questions with us once the session is also done. You can always find us on our Facebook pages that goes by the name Viewsonic Classroom India. And we have our own Facebook community as well, where you can post your questions, you can post your sample lessons that goes by the name myViewBoard Educators Community. So before we wrap up, I'll just take one more question with you, Amit sir.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So on behalf of teachers like me and others out there, I want to understand that maths is one subject which is often feared by students. And seeing your experience, I feel that you're not at all afraid of teaching maths, or even I think your students must be enjoying your maths classes more. So I want to ask on behalf of the audience here that what is that one tip you would like to share with my fellow teachers, with our fellow educators, which they can always keep in mind while preparing any kind of maths lesson?
I think most of the educators must have watched that PM Modi yesterday, the Pariksha Pe Charcha, and he did talk about the examination. And examination ko he related with a festival. So do not treat examination, assessment, evaluation process as our मतलब बहुत डर लगता है एग्जाम आ गया है what to do. So the same way teachers need to be encourage a student to be more friendly with them and bring humorous and fun in your classroom. That is again very, very important. Sometimes it is graded and labeled math teacher hai hua ban jata hai, so that should not be there. So one need to be very, very friendly with them, first thing. And secondly, definitely use the real life examples. So educators see unless the teachers, the students see the real life application of mathematics, they will not enjoy mathematics. And of course, practice is the key to success. So student must practice, and it is a duty of our as a teacher, because now we are in a totally physical mode, right? So how we can make best use of the gamification in education. So we give milk to students, but this myViewBoard or gamification apps and all these edtech tools works as a ball meter in that. So this is what I would recommend my fellow teachers to use ball meter provided by myViewBoard, so that students really start enjoying the mathematics. And of course, art integrated learning, we talk about that. CBSE have come up with many interesting ideas. So we as a teacher must use all this in our classroom teaching learning process.
Okay, that's really quite interesting and helpful insight.
And one thing more, I forgot. Yeah. Please start your YouTube channel. All the math teachers in the past 2 years, everyone is using the online tools in one or the another way, right? I have my own YouTube channel. I create some demo video related to mathematics, my teaching video, and upload for my kids, right? So as a mathematics teacher, I encourage that everyone should come up with this idea, because if students see you teaching again and again, they watch their video, they are more encouraged. So I would love to know about YouTube channel created by my fellow teachers in the near future.
I second your thought on this. Yeah. And in fact, I feel that, on my behalf also, I would like to encourage my fellow teachers. It's me who has recently started, and it's just that initial hesitation you have to overcome. And once you're through, and once you're through, then there is no going back. So it's always a good idea to stay connected and stay updated with the technology these days in such a manner, because students do look up to us as their role models, and because most of the time they spend time with us in the school and they look up to us and see, oh, is our teacher technologically friendly or not? So I think that's a good idea. That's actually a very good point. You brought that up. And it goes without saying, maths, you master maths by practice. While I was also in school, our teachers have said it numerous times, and it goes without saying for the present students as well. So students do practice a lot on maths, and don't be afraid of it. That's for sure. A few things before we wrap up today's session. So all the participants, all the educators, if you have missed a few parts of our webinar, the webinar's recorded version will be available on our Facebook channel. So don't worry about it. You can watch the recording on our Facebook channel, goes by the name Viewsonic Classroom India page. And whoever is interested to learn more about the PTP sessions or more about the myViewBoard and its demonstration, you can write to us, and you can place your request via our Facebook channel as well. We will share all the links in our description box, in our comment section as well. We request you to join myViewBoard Educators community, which is our official community of Viewsonic India, where regularly we keep on posting updates about level 1, level 2 certification program for teachers, some exciting prizes as well, and some gifts for the teachers for their efforts. So do join that Facebook community. Please be active on that. Talk to us, communicate with us. We would really love to have feedback from you all. And that's all from our side for today. Join us for the session, next webinar sessions in upcoming week. Stay tuned. For that, only join our channels. And once again, on behalf of Viewsonic India, I wholeheartedly thank Mr. Amit Bajaj for his valuable feedback, time, and insights on myViewBoard, as well as on making maths interesting using myViewBoard. We thank you so much, sir. Looking forward to association with you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, audience. Thank you for being there. Looking forward to have you in another set of webinar with us. Till then, keep on learning. Happy learning. Take care. Goodbye.